Good evening, Pipers. Sonoran Slinger here. Smoking Kramer's Father Dempsey. I love English blends. It's pretty light. Not a heavy English by any means. For something that's, I think, slightly Latakia forward, the Orientals play a good part in this. And I think that's what makes me like it, because I think Orientals are kind of my favorite when they're in a blend and, you know, they're prevalent. So I wouldn't say it's Latakia forward when Orientals are in the passenger seat and they're in a little ass Prius. I almost think the Orientals are superseding, but that's not what the reviews would say. I'm just saying from my own outlook on it. Oh, I'm smoking it out of my new Savinelli Trevi 311 KS. I love pokers. They're my favorite. And this was a gift from my brother. An awfully thoughtful gift. It is such a beautiful sweet smoking pipe. And aside from my Dagner Jaybird Cobb poker, I think it's got the widest bowl diameter. I think it's just a touch deeper, honestly. Helps me pack a lot in there. And with Savinellis, usually, if I get a Savinelli, I'll immediately take the little balsa wood filter out. But I decided to leave it in because I thought about it. I'm kind of a wet smoker. I always had this thing in my head because of all the YouTube snobs, right? That the balsa wood filter would take away some flavor or something, and flavor's what I do this for. To complement it, the missus brought me home a fresh lemonade from her work, which I ceremoniously dumped some vodka into. Cheers, mate. Which I'll admit, it might not be the best flavor combination for it, but what I noticed is the very neutral vodka and the acidic lemonade kind of wash the mouth out a little bit. And it doesn't really take away from the flavor, but kind of help you get a few fresh puffs in. I don't know. I like smooth pipes because I love wood grain. I'm something of a woodworker myself. And I love smooth pipes, but I think my rusticated pipes smoke cooler. Maybe the rustication helps kind of add surface area to the pipe, which maybe helps sink some heat in the air around it. Who knows? So, Kramer's Father Dempsey. Really nice ribbon cut. The bag note, or well, in my case, I moved it to a jar immediately, and I even forgot to give it a good old-fashioned sniff before I started transplanting it into the mason jar. So the jar note, pardon me, It's a lot of Kia right there, you know, standard English. But these Orientals in this, oh, they really show up in the smoke. I noticed something, so I thought, since as someone who is passionate about knives as well, that I would share it with you. Hold on. Alright, so see if you guys like knives. I know most pipe smokers do, from what I've seen. In the pocket, I got the Browse Blades Silent Soldier folder. You know, it's a good one. A lot of people don't like the utilitarian aspect of it because it's not a super slicer. But I like it because it's sturdy, very sturdy. And I could do some dumb shit with it and try to pry something or turn a screw, you know. I'm not really a blade snob, but I am a knife maker. I've made a lot of knives. There's a lot of people in this country in various states that carry my knives. I've also used my knives to carve these Mjolnir pendant necklaces. And there's a lot of people in the world, actually, wearing my Mjolnir pendants. There's people in Sweden. There's people in New Zealand, Australia, England. There's actually one in Africa, South Africa. And apparently, this gentleman is living in a village. And I can't think of anything more appropriately pagan myself. Pardon me. Ex-cigarette smoker. I'll overcome that inhaling habit. So, being one who loves English blends, I've had a good few of them. But I think Kramer's does a really good job with this light English thing they're doing. The way they did it, you know, I hate to be the one to say it because, you know, the whole crowd that's had it and rants about it, they don't say what I do. In my opinion, it's Oriental forward. I haven't got the opportunity yet, but I intend to start smoking pure leaf versions of things instead of the blends. Get to know them individually. The Burleys, the Orientals, all the different variations of Burley, you know, the dark fired. I really want to try the dark fired. I've been looking at that Mac Baron HH dark fired kind of sideways, you know. Going, hey, I went on this thing with Burleys. I didn't like them, and I wanted to, because all the flavors people were getting out of them in the reviews, those are all flavors I really, really like. But my first Burley predominant blend, I would say, was Old Joe Krantz. Don't get me wrong about Old Joe. Old Joe's a delicious smoke. The flavor's outstanding. But I would cough like that pretty much constantly through the first half of the bowl. And usually what I'm used to is anything that has like Virginias in it anywhere, just after the first half of the bowl, everything starts intensifying. But with Old Joe, it was fine after the first half, but that first half was a wallop. So what I did was I looked at my Burley blends, and I started smoking the Mac Baren Symphony. And that was a lot smoother. It was a very different Burley experience for me than Old Joe. You don't get the same Burleys out of Symphony that you do with Old Joe. And I gotta say, I think I really do enjoy smoking the Symphony better. But I like the flavor of the Old Joe better. It's heavier in Perique than a lot of blends that I've had. And when it's a bit nippier out in the morning, it's kind of nice. This is my opinion. A lot of people say it's not a first smoke of the day thing, but to each his own. I really enjoyed this pipe. So, I've not had a lot of pokers in this nice, convenient, very pocketable size that quite have this diameter. You know, I think my 7LE Alligator's a .79. I think this is either right with or a touch above the diameter of my Dagner poker. I'm not sure. It's one or the other. But I know the Dagner poker being a cob, you get a different kind of smoke out of it anyway. The cob always adds a little bit of itself to whatever you're smoking. And the briar, in my opinion, is sometimes you get some kind of extra something out of your smoke. And it's a little bit of that briar sweet. But for the most part, most of them don't really do that. So you're actually just tasting what you got. And this one's been great for that. I don't think I taste this bowl in it at all. And it's the only one I use a balsa wood filter in. I don't really use filters often, but I am a wet smoker, so I'm trying to see how it goes. It's a new experiment for me. When I want to hit that Latakia, helps the retro hail with this Father Dempsey, in my opinion, just the way I taste it. Because I know a lot of people don't taste it the same way I do. But that smoky, campfire-esque thing comes through a lot more for me on the retro hail. Your average just choochin, I get a lot of Oriental. And it's really damn good. Holy crap. I've never done a video this long on pipe tobacco. It's almost 15 minutes. I don't have anything more to say, but I'm going to wait for the 15-minute mark. Just to say, hey, I did a 15-minute video for no reason. I was just smoking and talking. Alright, peace out, bye.